Hello, and welcome back to our channel, Top 10s You Should Know. Today's episode is personal. We're not just talking about change, we're talking about transformation. That deep shift when you realize the old version of you, your habits, fears, limitations, just doesn't fit anymore. It's like shedding skin, breaking a shell, and stepping into someone entirely new. And to do that, you don't just need goals, you need mental upgrades. You need new frameworks, new ways to think, process, and believe. This video is for the person who's ready to evolve. These are the top 10 mental upgrades to outgrow the old version of you. Let's begin. 1. Replace self-criticism with self-command. The old you may have thrived on self-criticism, nitpicking your flaws, beating yourself up after failures, thinking that tough love was the only path to improvement. But the upgraded mind knows something radical. You don't grow by hating yourself into success. You grow by leading yourself. Think of your mind as a ship. Self-criticism is a storm, but self-command is the compass. It's the voice that says, "We made a mistake, now let's fix it." You shift from punishment to power, from guilt to guidance. Self-command allows you to own your direction without fear. The old version of you reacts emotionally. The new version responds intelligently. It's not about being soft, it's about being sovereign. When you replace harsh inner talk with calm direction, people feel the shift in how you walk, speak, and carry yourself. That's evolution. 2. Trade victimhood for ownership. The old version of you probably had a mental habit of blaming your past, your parents, your circumstances, your environment, and maybe you had every right to feel that way. But here's the truth. Staying a victim keeps you stuck. The mental upgrade here is radical ownership. Not of what happened to you, but how you respond to it. When you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What can I do with this?" you take back your power. Ownership doesn't mean shame, it means responsibility. It means you stop waiting for someone to rescue you or apologize, and you begin creating the life you want, one choice at a time. The new you doesn't outsource control, you become the cause. And when you do that, life starts bending toward you instead of pushing against you. 3. Upgrade from motivation to discipline. Let's be real. Motivation is addictive, but unreliable. The old you probably waited for inspiration, chasing that perfect wave of energy to start something. But the upgraded version of you knows discipline is the upgrade. It's showing up regardless of how you feel. It's not sexy, but it's unshakable. Discipline says, "I said I would, so I will." That mindset builds trust in yourself, and that trust builds momentum. You no longer rely on mood swings to act. You become the kind of person who follows through even on hard days. That's rare, that's powerful, and most importantly, that's how you change. The future belongs to the consistent, not just the inspired. 4. Shift from outcome thinking to process thinking. The old mindset is obsessed with results. Did I win? Did I lose? Did I succeed? And while goals are important, the new mind learns to fall in love with the process. When you focus on the daily habits, the little wins, the boring reps, that's when transformation happens. The new you says, "I'm not chasing perfection, I'm mastering the system." That creates resilience. You stop quitting when results don't show immediately. You stay grounded, present, focused on doing the thing, not just getting the reward. Ironically, when you stop obsessing over the finish line and start respecting the path, you often end up getting further, faster, because you're no longer in emotional debt to success. You're just growing, quietly, daily, unstoppably. 5. Stop seeking approval. Start earning respect from yourself. The old version of you might have lived for the likes, the applause, the validation of others. And it's understandable. Approval feels good, but the new mindset stops chasing admiration and starts focusing on self-respect. Respect is earned in the dark, when no one's watching. It's built when you keep your promises, say no when it's hard, and act with integrity even when there's no reward. This shift is quiet, but powerful. Because when you respect yourself, you no longer need to prove anything. People can feel that. You're not performative. You're authentic. You don't beg for attention. You command it just by being real. That's unforgettable. 6. Evolve from comparison to calibration. The old mindset looked sideways all the time, comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel, feeling behind, feeling less than. But comparison is poison. The upgraded mind doesn't compare, it calibrates. That means using others as data, not judgment. You can admire someone else's life and ask, "What can I learn from that?" without questioning your own worth. It's not envy, it's evolution. Calibration says, I'm on my own timeline, but I can extract insight from others. It removes shame and replaces it with strategy. Suddenly, every success story becomes a teacher, not a threat. That's emotional maturity, and it frees you to grow at your own speed, in your own way, without apology. 7. Replace busyness with depth. The old you probably filled your calendar to feel important. Back to back meetings, always running, always overwhelmed. But busyness is not the same as value. The upgraded mindset craves depth, not just activity. It's about being present in the moment, intentional with time, and strategic with energy. The new you doesn't chase 100 tasks, you chase what matters. You start saying no more often. You focus on fewer, better things. And ironically, by doing less, you achieve more. Because it's not about motion, it's about meaning. 8. Stop avoiding discomfort, start using it. The old mindset flinched at discomfort, avoiding hard conversations, procrastinating on growth, running from failure. But the new mind understands. Discomfort is a signal, not a stop sign. It's where growth lives. The upgraded version of you leans into discomfort, not away from it. You start to realize that nervousness, fear, even doubt, they're just indicators that you're moving into new territory. And that's exactly where you should be. Instead of avoiding pain, you alchemize it. You let it mold you. You let it sharpen you. The old you ran. The new you rises. 9. Shift from identity to intentionality. The old you probably labeled yourself. I'm shy. I'm lazy. I'm not a morning person. But those are just stories. The new mindset knows you're not fixed. You're fluid, and you can choose who you become. Identity isn't a box. It's a tool. Intentionality means asking, who do I want to be today? And acting like it. Every action is a vote for the person you're becoming. And eventually, the behavior becomes belief. You become the architect, not the prisoner. That's mental freedom. That's transformation. 10. Let go of who you were grateful for, who you're becoming. The final upgrade is emotional and essential. The old you might feel attached to your past, to your comfort zone, to your old habits and people who no longer fit. But evolution requires release. You don't grow by clinging. You grow by letting go. And that's not rejection. It's graduation. You can love the old version of yourself and still know that version can't come with you. Growth is bittersweet, but it's beautiful because every time you let go, you make room for something greater. And if you stay loyal to your future, not your past, there's no limit to what you'll become. That's it for today's video. Top 10 mental upgrades to outgrow the old version of you. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, internal, even painful. But once you shift your mind, everything changes, from your habits to your relationships to your sense of self. Now we want to hear from you. Which upgrade hit you the hardest? What shift are you ready to make? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. And if this video spoke to you, hit that like button and share it with someone else who's ready to evolve. See you in the next one.